What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's happening with the overall market and give you guys a very quick pre-market update video. But let me just mention I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull and deposit $500, you are guaranteed 20 free stocks. If you deposit $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 of them, and the offer ends very soon, in just about 2.5 weeks. Anyways, when looking at SPY, we're seeing this very nice squeeze continuation as we're approaching this 530 area, exactly as you predicted. And SPY is looking bullish so far, and so is the overall market. But what data is coming out? As a reminder, today is Monday, June 3rd, 2024. Happy June, everyone. The market is finally starting its first trading day of June. But 15 minutes after the market opens at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI coming out. And then after that, at 10 o'clock a.m., we have the ISM Services PMI, the ISM Manufacturing New Orders, and then the manufacturing prices also coming out. So that's going to become very important for the way we end up moving. But just know there's going to be quite a bit of volatility for the first 30 minutes of market open. We'll see what that leads to, at least for us moving forward. Just know that manufacturing new orders and prices are going to be very important. The reason for that is because they're going to give us a lot of projections about what's happening with inflationary data and prices. So that's going to be very important. So wait and see what happens for the first 30 minutes. For news about the markets, we have some interesting stuff coming out. May ended up being a decent month for the markets, as the markets got bought back up in basically May at the very end on Friday. And since then, there's so much momentum that remains. I think the market's going to continue to go higher. So that's actually just another face stripping rally, and I think it's going to likely continue as time goes on. Now, there's a lot of news coming out for AMD and Nvidia, lots of these semiconductor stocks. It's worth noting that right now they're announcing their next gen AI chips called Rubin. They announced it on Sunday, which is bullish for them overall. And that's actually coming after its upcoming Blackwell model was just announced. And then we also have AMD doing something very similar with its own AI chips coming out, which is very useful. Now, don't forget, Nvidia also has a stock split coming up in a little bit over a week. So that's going to be very important as well. And I can't wait to see what else ends up playing out. On top of this, there's been a lot of talk about how there's been a lot of talks about production cuts for crude, at least for OPEC plus. There's been a lot of talk about that recently, so it's not the best of news, at least for now, but we'll see how things go. GameStop is on fire. We saw a huge rally yet again, as there's a lot of talk behind big positions and another potential short squeeze coming out for GME. Very awesome stuff in my personal opinion. And finally, we have Ford, which is once again trying to kind of downsize as employees are basically in a different position, and they're going to be spending nearly $1 billion to restore and reopen an abandoned century-old train station and build other pieces of infrastructure to help improve their own vehicles. So something else that's worth noting, I just wanted to call that out. One more thing is just this is what their earnings calendar looks like. Nothing too crazy, just GitLab after the market closes. So it's very minor. What do I see for the markets? Well, if you just look at the charts, SPY has been pumping like there's no tomorrow. There's no stop in sight for this. So it's continuing to push. I do see this thing eventually coming up to about this 530 area. It has more potential upside. I also believe that for the next few weeks, we're going to get up to about 534 quite easily. So I have conviction that this thing is going to continue to rip, and there's no sign of it stopping whatsoever, in my personal opinion. And then, so SPY looking bullish, as long as we hold above basically 526, we're going to continue. Our key support right now is at 526.39 and also at 527.5. We're holding very well above support, so there's a good chance we're going to continue this rally, and we look very bullish so far. Nvidia with the new AI chips being announced, good news has come out. We're bouncing. We actually held above our 20 EMA. If we lose 1100, which is where our 20 EMA happens to be, we could turn back down lower. We also have a gap to fill down here if we were to get, if we lose basically 1120, then yes, we could fill this gap. And also 1100, then we could turn even lower. Those are your two supports. We have resistance at 1140 and then 1155 all the way up here. I think that there's a good chance we're going to continue to push towards the all-time high and see how we end up reacting to that. So I do see some more potential upside coming to Nvidia. So we'll see how we end up reacting moving forward. Bitcoin is also trying to push for 70,000. I do anticipate it's going to be pushing a little higher to fill its imbalance. So look for a little push on Bitcoin. There's a very good chance that's going to end up happening. For Tesla, Tesla's showing some life, but it's still kind of range bound. So Tesla loves to reject off 180. Every time we hit 180, Tesla rejects. When we hit 173, we like to get bought back up. If we lose 173, we're going to be dipping all the way down to 168, by the way. If we manage to break and close above 180, I'll be watching at 182 and 185. So overall, Tesla's showing some life as we held this support down here at 173. Now we're trying to push back up. So there is potential in it, but we'll have to see if that ends up continuing moving forward. For the QQQ, we're also trying to push a bit. This looks more bullish to me on the 4-hour time frame. So I see potential for this to start pushing all the way up towards like 456 and to much higher levels. So I do see potential in this. I do think 456 is a good target, and the 4 hours looking bullish. So we're going to be looking for more potential upside. For Apple's fighting 193's resistance. I think it's going to go all the way up to 193.5, but it's not going to be that strong. Just a slow climb. Could dip a bit and eventually continue higher slowly to 193.5. There is some potential in this chart. Now for NEO, we're at 5.5. We could continue higher as we continue to climb. Going to be looking for more potential upside, but it's going to be once again worth noting. For IWM, going to be looking for a test of. We're at resistance at 208. If we do break this, I'll be looking for about 209 to 210, that entire range. So I do see more upside potential for Coinbase. I'm seeing something very similar. As long as we hold above 232, we're going to be continuing to push. So I see potential in that as well. We have to try to hold above support at 227, so we're looking more bullish to me. And the last two gems are AMC and GameStop. GameStop is dipping just a little bit, but overall we're up 70%, and I see more potential for this thing to squeeze. So we're going to be looking for potentially 55 plus to 60 as more buyers step in. I think there is potential in GME. AMC also has potential, in my personal opinion. We've been saying that there could be a rally coming. In my earlier videos, we were looking kind of weak once we hit the 200 EMA, but since we bounced off this, we're continuing to pump. So we have an imbalance to fill at 6.21. We could continue higher. We're going to be looking for a test of 6.21 if that ends up holding. So I'm seeing potential in AMC nonetheless. With that being said, I think AMC and GameStop may dip a little bit. AMC is going to likely retest 5.18 a bit, and then we could get a bounce and start to continue to push to the sixes if that ends up being the case. So the market looks like it has more upside potential. Going to be looking for another push here, and we'll see how things go. I expect more upside. So with that being said, the market is still holding up very, very well, and we're seeing a lot of potential in many stocks out there from Nvidia and the others. But just know about Tesla. I know a lot of people are interested in Tesla. Tesla's still range bound. We're going to be watching to see if we get a break or not. I want to see if we can try to break past this 180 resistance. If we do so, it's going to start squeezing. There's a nice inverse head and shoulders on Tesla, so I hope that this ends up playing out. This does favor a move to the upside is coming, but I want to see a break of 180 first as confirmation. We're getting close. Tesla's getting very close to breaking key resistance, and I think that there's a lot of potential in the charts, so long as we manage to break past 180, so we'll see. If we don't, we're just completely range bound. It's been like this for many weeks, so we'll see how it goes. Anyways, I will be back within a couple of hours, guys. So I'll see you guys in about an hour and a half. Until then take care, guys. Get ready for market open, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for listening, and peace out.